It's aggravating when the people who don't think outside the box and color within the lines think creative thinkers are crazy. Nothing could be further from the truth. Creative thinkers change the world. You change the world. Are you also overflowing with enthusiasm and want to share your creative ideas with the whole world? More often than not, you run into a wall that prevents you from doing so. People don't always understand you and sometimes want to push you back into the normal. But what is normal? Are you that dreamer who changes the world? In school, we learn to adapt to the system, a system that is hopelessly outdated. I have been saying it for years. It is not about what you learn, but whether you can apply it. Learning something by heart is not that difficult, but to give your thoughts free rein and come up with something new is something completely different. Creative people are fun and contribute to a better society. That not everyone is charmed by this is something they take for granted. Yet there is often uncertainty when they share an idea, afraid of the reaction people might give. But believe me, put those uncertainties aside. Your idea is a rough diamond and can grow into something beautiful. Go with it. Change where it is necessary, because the world needs you. Subscribe now with all notifications on so you won't miss a thing. Everyone is creative, but it is not always seen. The degree of creativity determines whether you get the stamp of a creative person. Therefore, creative people do not have to be in the creative field to be seen as a creative person. Alternative or a little strange and weird are often words used for creative people. Don't bother with that. What musician doesn't recognize this? You're in the shower and suddenly a tune pops into your head. Feverishly, you try to repeat the tune over and over so that you don't forget it. The seed has been planted, the rest is yet to take shape. I myself use my cell phone to record ideas or to save bits of text that come to mind. We can get hundreds, even thousands of ideas, but often we don't remember them. They come and go. So, record ideas immediately so you don't forget them. Go back to that seed. Once the seed is planted in your head, there is no turning back. Your brain gets to work on it and makes it grow. Don't think you are the only one with a good idea. Years ago, I went to a trade show for inventors. I went with my then employee. Together, we had the craziest ideas. We liked to meet other people who were creative and had an idea that they were going to take over the world with. He had come up with some kind of amphibious vehicle, and I had come up with an in-car safety system. We met creative people and were curious to see if we could give form to our ideas. As it turned out, his idea had been patented several times, so don't think you are the only one with a good idea. I had come up with a seatbelt security system in the car. You could only start the car when you were in the driver's seat. I was all over it, but ran into bureaucracy and the cost of patenting it. Capturing a good idea can cost a lot of money, and I didn't have that. Years later, Volvo was the first to come up with such a system. Several cars followed, and now the idea that used to form in my head has become someone else's reality. Seeing is believing is often the reactions of others, but you see something others do not. You see it in front of you. Visualization is very important, but I will come back to that in another video. Maybe you have an idea to start a business, but you do not know exactly how. Keep dreaming and take action. A good idea is lost without taking action. This is true with anything. Everything available in the world was once created as an idea. Can you imagine if the Wright brothers who designed the first airplane had thrown in the towel? We would not be flying today, although I believe that someone else would have developed the same idea. Ideas change the world. Your idea changes the world. Even if it's only a small change or improvement. In today's day and age, you see a lot of ideas emerging about sustainability. We are forced to change our behavior, and this leads to creative ideas. The electric car was born for a reason. Elon Musk had a dream, a vision, and made it come true like no other, even though you may think what you want about it. The point is that his idea helps us to create a better world. That a lot of money changes people is indisputable and does strange things to people, but I shall keep that opinion to myself. Coloring outside the lines and thinking out of the box activates our creative brain. Be sure to continue to do so. Often the good ideas come to us at the oddest of times. Often because we are frustrated by something or when we are resting. How often does it happen that we are on vacation and get a great idea? When we are forced to look for a new idea, it often fails. The obligation to come up with something gets in the way of our creative brain. When you let go, it often comes naturally. This is the case with everything. It comes to you when you are not forced to create something. I believe that everyone is creative to a greater or lesser degree. In our current world, we are constantly exposed to stimuli that stimulate our brain. We sometimes come up with great ideas but get stuck in the matters of the day. Therefore, they often disappear like snow before the sun. Negative thoughts like nobody believes in that or that's not for me make it so that your idea slowly melts away. In the end, it's not about whether someone else appreciates your good idea right away. That only comes much later, when it is finished, when it has become successful. Then suddenly you are told that they have always believed in you, but you know this is not true. You were probably the only one who believed in the idea. Occasionally, my girlfriend paints the most beautiful paintings. She manages to repaint a painting 3 times sometimes. A thick layer covers the canvas. According to her, it is never finished. But when it is good enough to look at together, we come up to a surprising discovery. When we look at the painting, we both see something different. Our brains see different outlines of the painting. I see something she hadn't seen yet, and vice versa. Amazing, isn't it? How 2 different people look at the same painting and yet see something different. Once again, this applies to everything. If we were to assume that all brains work the same, why do people see different things in the same object? Your brain is an amazing thing and can make connections without you even realizing it. Where your focus lies influences this. Imagine you are considering buying a white car. You go to the car dealership and test drive a beautiful white SUV. You close the deal and agree that the car will be delivered within 2 weeks. You get into your current car and enthusiastically drive home. How big is the chance that you encounter several white SUVs on the way? That chance is very high because that's where your focus is right now. It's in your brain. Your brain is going to work on this itself without us even realizing it. That's great! To come back to the question, has your creative brain gone crazy? The answer is always no. Your creative brain has not gone crazy. Let the positive energy flow and your brain do its job. Your brain is amazing and can do beautiful things that make the world a little better. In doing so, small changes, a beautiful painting or a beautiful piece of music can make all the difference in someone's life. Would you like to receive a notification when we post another video? Subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications. Thank you for watching.